Look at Chris Duke taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
Tom Wolfe has a best lap time of 1:59.727. It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm, where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
Now, here's a term some might not be familiar with: roll bar stiffness. Sounds technical, doesn't it?
It does, but in essence, it's about how the car reacts to lateral forces, especially during cornering. Adjusting the roll bar can change how the car behaves mid-corner. A softer setting can be more forgiving, but a stiffer one might give the driver a quicker response, albeit with less margin for error.
Tom Wolfe's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:07.25. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Wayne Pearson crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:44.373. They're getting to grips with Sonoma Raceway long circuit, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
There goes Chris Ilduke on their first dance with Sonoma Raceway long circuit. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Wayne Pearson posted 2:44.373 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Alright, Dennis Schramm has put down a 19:34.942. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Escort.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
And off goes Chris Ilduke, easing into the rhythm of Sonoma Raceway long circuit. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
Tom Wolfe's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 2 o'clock. 215. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Watch as Chris Duke takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires. I'm Rob, the commentator bot. Bring it on.
I'm Hal, Rob's co-commentator. I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it.
Dennis Schramm posted a 1:53.005 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Chris Duke is on the outlap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting the racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Eddie G is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The outlap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Sonoma Raceway Long Circuit.
Tom Wolfe's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2 o'clock. 900. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Eddie G's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine. First impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Hey Hal, you reckon these drivers ever get tired of going round and round during practice?
Well, Rob, repetition is the key. Every lap gives you data, insights, and an edge over the competition.
Tom Wolfe crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:59.483. They're getting to grips with Sonoma Raceway long circuit, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Alright, Dennis Schramm has put down a 1:53.005. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Ford.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
There goes Puppy Dog from Hell on their first dance with Sonoma Raceway long circuit. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Romeo Pedersen is on their first practice flying lap. With just 42 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Chris Ilduke is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Alfa Romeo GTAM's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
And there's Puppy Dog from Hell, easing out onto Sonoma Raceway long circuit. It's like the first step on a long hike, finding your footing before you hit full stride.
Right. And every racer knows this out lap is precious. It's their first handshake with the track today, feeling out its mood and temperament.
Dennis Schramm's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 1:52.247. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
You ever think about what's ticking inside a driver's noggin during these laps?
All the time. It's a mix of analyzing, strategizing, and adapting. Every corner, every straight is a puzzle, and they're trying to solve it at full speed.
Puppy Dog from Hell is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Alfa Romeo GTAM has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
There's the first flying lap for Wayne Pearson, hitting 1:58.255. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Puppy Dog from Hell is getting to grips with the Alfa Romeo GTAM in this practice session. Romeo Pedersen has a best lap time of 1:52.130. Look at Chris Hilduke go, they're really giving it some jandle now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
There's no mucking around for Puppy Dog from Hella Euro, straight down to business on this first flyer. They'll be keen to see what times they can clock in early on.
Yeah, and it's not just about speed. It's about rhythm, finding that flow around Sonoma Raceway long circuit. Getting into that groove early can set the pace for the whole session.
And away goes Chris Hilduke, charging down T6 like a bull at a gate. This lap's where they set the tone for the session.
Indeed, Rob. It's about laying down a marker, seeing how the car responds when they dial everything up to 11. They're testing the waters, but also setting their own benchmarks.
You know, mate, some folks wonder why these drivers spend so much time in practice. But it's just like prepping a barbie, you gotta get it right before the big show.
Exactly. Rob, practice makes perfect, and in racing, perfect can be the difference between pole position and the back of the grid.
Let's talk rubber. Tire pressures ain't just about pumping them up and hitting the road. It's like a fine art.
Couldn't have said it better. Tire pressures can dramatically impact the contact patch, the actual bit of tire touching the tarmac. Too high and you lose temperature and grip, too low, and you risk overheating, uneven wear, or even a blowout. Each tire will have its own sweet spot where they grip best.
Watch as Mike O'Hagan takes it nice and easy on this outlap. It's not just about warming up the tires, it's about getting into that mental pit lane, tuning into the race mindset.
For sure, Rob, they're calibrating everything: the brakes, the steering, the throttle response. It's a crucial part of laying down the groundwork for a successful practice session.
Chris Ilduke is not hanging about, straight into the thick of it on this first flying lap. They're getting a real taste of the Alfa Romeo GTAM's capabilities.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the limits early on. You'll see them experimenting with braking points and turn-in speeds, all while keeping an eye on those tire temps.
Wayne Pearson has a best lap time of 1:58.255. Raimo Pedersen posted a 1:51.439 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Wayne Pearson's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:57.210. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Alright, Puppy Dog from Hell has put down a 2:02.851. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Alfa Romeo GTAM.
For sure, Rob, it's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Wayne Pearson crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 1:57.210. They're getting to grips with Sonoma Raceway long circuit, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
There are just over 30 minutes left in this practice session. Oh yeah, these practices aren't just a walkabout in the park. It's here that races are often won or lost.
Absolutely. Back home in North Carolina, we emphasize the setup. A few tweaks during practice can lead to major gains on race day.
With just 29 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Chris Ilduke is on their first practice flying lap. There's Mike O'Hagan, gently nudging the beast as they head out. The out lap is where you whisper to the car, "Let's dance," before the real party starts.
You got that right. It's a gentle waltz before the full-on rock concert of the race. They're testing the waters, getting a feel for every bend and straight of Sonoma Raceway long circuit.
Eddie G posted 2:45.515 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There's the first flying lap for Chris Ilduke, hitting 2:00.387. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Mike O'Hagan is really opening up the taps now, their first flyer of the session. This is where we start to see what Ford Escort has got under the hood.
That's right, Rob. They're shaking off the cobwebs and really starting to push. It's all about finding that sweet spot between speed and control on the circuit.
Wayne Pearson has a best lap time of 1:57.210. You know, mate, watching these practice sessions, you'd think the driver just jumps in and goes. But there's a heck of a lot more to it. Starting with that aero package, the balance between drag and downforce.
Oh, for sure. You tweak the front wing just a smidge, and you could have a totally different beast on your hands. Depending on the track, they might want more downforce for those tight corners or reduce it for the long straights to maximize speed.
It's a bit like looking for water in the outback. These drivers are searching for that sweet rhythm where everything just clicks.
Spot on. It's that elusive flow state. When everything syncs up, the car, the track, the driver, that's when magic happens.
D-Max is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Sonoma Raceway long circuit.
Romeo Pedersen has a best lap time of 1:50.394. Megasaurus 55 is rolling out for the first sniff of the track. It's all about feeling the car, the tarmac, and getting the mind in the zone.
Absolutely, Rob. The out lap is like the opening chapter of a book. It sets the tone for the whole story. They'll be checking how the car's responding, getting a real feel for the conditions today at Sonoma Raceway long circuit.
Romeo Pedersen's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 3:17.952. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Megasaurus 55 is on the out lap, not just warming up the tires, but also warming up their instincts, getting that racer's intuition dialed in.
True that. They're getting the feel of the track, the car, the conditions. It's all about setting the stage for what's to come.
Eddie G crosses the line with their first flyer, clocking a 2:45.515. They're getting to grips with Sonoma Raceway long circuit, feeling out its quirks and corners.
It's like the first round of a chess match, Rob. They're making their opening moves, setting up for the later, faster laps where they'll really show their hand.
Wayne Pearson's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 1:56.865. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Mate, sometimes I reckon the pit wall looks like they're controlling a spaceship with all those dials and knobs.
You're not wrong. Each of those adjustments, from brake bias to differential settings, has a profound effect on car behavior. It's like tuning a guitar, but instead of strings, you're tweaking mechanical symphonies to get the car singing just right on the track.
It's all about finding that sweet spot during these sessions, like tuning a didgeridoo, but way faster.
Haha, and a lot noisier. But you're right. In Indy, we fine-tune until it feels just right. Every lap here is a step towards perfection.
And off goes D-Max, easing into the rhythm of Sonoma Raceway long circuit. This lap is like the first sip of your morning coffee, waking up the senses, priming the engines.
Yeah, it's about syncing up with the machine, getting that perfect harmony between driver and car. It's like a prelude to a symphony that's about to unfold on the track.
Tom Wolfe posted 1:59.483 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? There's the first flying lap for Romeo, hitting 1:56.417. It's a start, but they'll be looking to iron out those kinks as they get more laps under their belt.
Right on, Rob. It's early in the session, so there's plenty of time to experiment and find those extra tenths of a second.
Alright, Tom Wolfe has put down a 1:59.483. It's a decent benchmark, but I reckon there's more juice to squeeze out of that Alfa Romeo GTAM.
For sure, Rob. It's early days. They're just starting to sync up with the track. We'll likely see those times tumble as they dial in.
Romeo posted a 1:56.417 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? Eddie G's first flyer is a solid start, clocking in at 8:21.186. They're getting a feel for the track, but there's room to shave off a few more seconds.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about finding those little tweaks, adjusting the line here, braking a tad later there. Every lap is a learning curve.
Mate, these drivers aren't just burning rubber for the fun of it. They're chasing the ghost, that perfect lap that's always just out of reach.
Absolutely. Back in my racing days, I used to call it chasing the dragon. It's that feeling when you know there's still a little more in the tank, a fraction of a second to be found.
So, for those tuning in and wondering what's the go with these practice sessions, well, it ain't just about flexing their engines. It's about synergy, mate. Getting the driver, the car, and the track to sing in harmony.
Couldn't have put it better. We liken it to rehearsing a dance. Every step, every turn must be practiced until it's second nature on the big stage.
Mike O'Hagan has a best lap time of 1:52.018. Look at Joni Lindholm taking it nice and easy, a smart move. Like a chess player contemplating the opening move, they're planning several steps ahead.
Spot on. They're mentally mapping each corner, each straight. It's not just about the car, it's about strategy and foresight.
With just 13 minutes left before we move to qualification, there is not long left for these drivers to finish their preparations. Tom Wolfe's first serious lap is in the books with a time of 2:02.507. Good effort, but I'm expecting them to really push the envelope in the next few laps.
Yeah, it's about building that momentum, Rob. Fine-tuning their approach with each turn, each lap, getting more out of the car and themselves.
Joni Lindholm's on the outlap, getting a taste of the tarmac. It's like sniffing the cork before a good wine, first impressions matter.
Exactly. They're assessing the grip, the balance, the whole shebang. You can learn a lot in these quiet moments before the throttle really opens up.
Mike has a best lap time of 1:51.664. There goes Joni Lindholm, on their first dance with Sonoma Raceway long circuit. Every bend, every straight is a chance to learn, to adapt.
Yep, and it's about syncing with the car too. Making sure everything's in harmony. It's like tuning an instrument before a big concert.
Simon Barnes is out there, taking it slow and steady on the outlap. This lap is like the calm before the storm, a moment of zen before pushing the limits.
That's right. It's about understanding the track's personality today, a Euro. Each day, each lap can tell a different story, especially at a track like Sonoma Raceway long circuit.
Ever heard the pit crew chat about wheel camber? Sounds like a dance move, but trust me, it's all car talk.
Haha, yeah, camber is the angle of the wheel relative to the road. A bit of negative camber, where the top of the tire leans inwards, can give more grip in the corners. But too much and you're looking at premature wear on the inside of the tire. It's a balancing act, and each track requires its own setting.
Look at Joni Lindholm go, they're really giving it some jandal now. The first flyer is always a bit of a reconnaissance mission, a mix of caution and raw pace.
You bet, Rob. They're mapping out the track, feeling out the grip levels, and getting a sense of how the car's performing today. It's a crucial lap for building confidence.
Wayne Pearson posted 2:01.617 on their last lap. How will they do on this one? The anticipation is high as the drivers line up for the qualifying session at Sonoma Raceway Long Circuit. What a fantastic showing from Mike in qualifying. They currently hold the top spot and are in prime position for a strong starting position. Their lap times have been exceptional, and they have showcased their talent and determination.
Absolutely, Rob. Mike is making their presence known with their outstanding performance. Their competitors will need to dig deep and find something special to challenge their supremacy.
Impressive work from Dennis Schramm, who has claimed 8th on the grid. Now, the focus is on maintaining their composure and pushing for an even better starting position. Impressive display by GTAM team, currently sitting in position 3. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position.
Couldn't agree more, Rob. GTAM team has positioned themselves impressively in 3rd. Now, they need to build on this foundation and strive for an even better race result.
Dennis Schramm has put in a great effort and currently holds 7th. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position? A mesmerizing display from Mike in this qualifying session. They have left everyone in awe with their speed and precision. Currently leading the pack, they are setting the standard and sending a clear message to their competitors. Mike has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this. Romeo Pedersen has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. GTAM team has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Wayne Pearson has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Simon Barnes has completed their outlap. There are just over 10 minutes left in this qualification session. Mike has completed their outlap. Currently in 4th, GTAM team has displayed promising speed during the qualifying session. The real test lies in whether they can convert this performance into a higher grid position. GTAM team has just completed the lap in 1:54.060. Their best lap so far is 1:54.060. Putting them in P4, will they be able to hold on to that spot? A tough outing for Chris Ilduke in qualifying today. They currently sit in 12th position, which is far from ideal. However, there's a chance for them to regroup, analyze their data, and make some adjustments to their setup to improve their result. Chris Ilduke has completed their outlap. Incredible drive by Eddie G so far, earning him 8th on the grid. However, the competition is fierce. Will they be able to find that extra edge to move up?
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Eddie's current position of 8th is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
And there goes Dennis Schramm, currently in position 3. They've shown great skill and consistency so far, but with a few minutes left, there's still time to improve their result.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Dennis Schramm's current position of 3rd reflects their strong qualifying performance. Now, they'll need to strategize and capitalize on this starting position.
A solid performance from D-Max as they currently hold position 9. However, with the session coming to a close, they'll need to find that extra bit of speed if they want to move up the grid.
You're spot on, Rob. DMAX's current position of 9th is a testament to their skills and determination. Now, they face the challenge of maintaining their position against hungry rivals.
D-Max has completed their first flying lap in 1:57.207. A strong showing from Joni Lindholm as they currently sit in 4th. With the session drawing to a close, they'll need to dig deep and find that extra burst of speed to improve.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Joni Lindholm has done a fantastic job to claim 4th. The challenge now is to convert this opportunity into a strong race result.
Joni Lindholm will be happy having put themselves into 3rd in this qualifying session. There are just over 5 minutes left in this qualification session. Looks like Romeo Pedersen is making a statement, securing a spot in 1st.
Yep, Rob, but there's always room for improvement. Smooth, consistent laps might just be the key to climbing even higher before this session wraps up.
A challenging session for Tom Wolfe so far. They're currently in 13th position. Tom Wolfe has completed their outlap. It's been a struggle for Simon Barnes in qualifying. As of now, they find themselves in 12th position, which is well below their expectations. However, motorsport is unpredictable, and there's still an opportunity for them to shine and move up the grid.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Simon Barnes is facing a setback in this qualifying session, but they have the resilience to bounce back. They need to stay positive, work closely with their engineers, and find the optimal strategy to make progress.
A tough qualifying session for Megasaurus 55. They're currently mired in 11th position, which is a setback for their ambitions. However, they have the resilience and determination to learn from their mistakes and fight back in the race.
You're absolutely right, Rob. Megasaurus 55 might be disappointed with their current position, but there's still time to make a difference.
Megasaurus 55 has completed their outlap. An outstanding display from Romeo in this qualification session. They have been on fire, putting in blistering lap times and currently sitting at the top of the leaderboard. It's a statement performance, showcasing their speed and determination.
I share your thoughts, Rob. Romeo is currently untouchable with their outstanding performance. They have raised the bar, and their competitors have a tough challenge ahead to catch up.
With Romeo now sitting pretty in first, they have got to be feeling good.
True, but in the world of racing, good isn't always good enough. They've got to keep their eye on the prize and aim for perfection on every turn. It may be difficult for them to improve further on that. Sometimes trying too hard makes you slower. They need to drive smooth and smart.
It's been a challenging session for Tom Wolfe. They're currently languid. Tom Wolfe has completed their outlap. O'Hagan has positioned themselves well in second during qualifying. The challenge now is to assess their competitors and strategize how to move up the order for a better race start.
Great analysis, Rob. Mike has shown excellent pace to secure second. Now, the focus shifts to whether they can use their track position to their advantage in the race.
There's a real buzz in the air as Mike O'Hagan secures first.
Right you are, Rob. They've put themselves in a solid spot, but they can't let up now. Staying smooth and focused is key to shaving off those extra fractions.
What a performance from Joni Lindholm. They currently occupy third on the grid. Can they maintain this strong position and secure a favorable starting spot? A solid qualifying performance by Wayne Pearson, positioning them in 7th at the moment. The question now is whether they can make further progress and challenge the frontrunners.
Spot on analysis, Rob. Wayne Pearson has positioned themselves well in 7th. It's now crucial for them to maintain their focus and defend their position in the upcoming race.
Wayne Pearson has completed their outlap. It's an impressive showing by Joni Lindholm, currently in third. They've showcased their talent, but will they be able to find those crucial extra tenths of a second to climb higher?
Absolutely, Rob. Joni Lindholm has put in a remarkable effort to secure third. The competition is fierce, and they'll need to stay focused to defend their position.
Impressive display by Wayne Pearson, currently sitting in position 7. They've set a competitive time, but the question remains whether they can push even harder to secure a better starting position. Joni Lindholm has put in a great effort and currently holds third. With the session winding down, can they unleash their full potential and improve their starting position?
You hit the nail on the head, Rob. Joni Lindholm's current position of third is a testament to their skill and determination. Now, they must stay sharp to make the most of this opportunity.
Joni Lindholm's really showing what they're made of, landing in third during this nail-biting session.
Absolutely, Rob. It's all about precision and nerve in qualifying. Every millisecond can make a difference on the grid. Let's see if they can squeeze out even more speed. Every fraction of a second counts. I am sure they can find a little extra in there.
Not the ideal start for D-Max in this qualifying session. Currently in 11th position, they'll be eager to put together a strong final lap to improve their standing. The pressure is on, and they'll need to deliver their best performance. It's been a challenging day for D-Max in qualifying. They currently sit in 11th position, which is not reflective of their true potential. With the session nearing its end, they'll need to push hard and extract every ounce of performance to improve their result. There's a little bit of wind in the air today here at Sonoma Raceway Long Circuit, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The calm before the storm. I don't know about you, Rob, but I can't wait to see who comes out on top of this one.
Mike O'Hagan will lead the way from pole position. Watch out for Romeo Pedersen, starting from the second grid position in today's race. And in third place, we have Joni Lindholm. In fourth place, we have Dennis Schramm.
What can they do with that Mark I Escort from here?
The fifth position is occupied by GTAM team.
Could we see a podium result from GTAM team?
Megasaurus 55 is 6th. Wayne Pearson is placed in 7th. Lining up in 8th is Tom Wolfe. Sitting in ninth is Chris Ilduke.
They've got the heart of a lion, and they won't back down from a challenge.
In the middle of the pack, we have Eddie G starting from the 10th position on the grid.
Eddie G will have wanted a better start than 10th.
D-Max will need to be on top of their game starting from 11th on the grid. Starting from 12th on the grid is a tough ask for Puppy Dog from Hell, but they're up for the challenge. Starting from 13th on the grid is a bit of a mixed bag for Simon Barnes.
But they're going to have to be aggressive if they want to make up ground on the leaders.
A flash of green and we're off skipping and hopping like a bandicoot in a library. Who's going to annotate this first chapter with a lead?
Right here, this is the make or break moment. Gotta have the smarts and the skills to navigate this crowd. It's like trying to change lanes on a busy freeway during rush hour.
All the drivers will be trying to take advantage of the pack whilst they're still bunched up.
You know, sometimes the best strategy is to hold your cards close to your chest. Mike O'Hagan's sitting right there at 1, just watching the field unfold.
The pressure is on whilst the field is bunched. Who can keep their cool and take advantage?
The first lap can always be a bit of a bun fight as everyone tries to establish themselves. It's easy for inexperienced racers to blow it in T1.
Oi, blimey, Chris Ilduke's shot out like a roo on the hop. Gonna ruffle a few feathers, that will.
Yeah, brilliant start. Now they just need to not stuff it up.
The racing is normally closely fought here at Sonoma Raceway long circuit. I think we are in for a cracking race. As we watch the drivers fight it out in the first lap, I can already feel that this is going to be an epic race. In the grand chessboard of racing, Wayne Pearson appears to have just been checked. Now stationed at 10th.
Definitely, but Wayne Pearson is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to fight back and regain that position.
Look at this, Megasaurus 55 is practically drafting off Mike. With the gap this small, T2 is going to be a real test. The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown? Now, that's what I'm talking about. Joni Lindholm is proper nipping at Megasaurus 55's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. Get ready, folks. With Chris Ilduke tailing this close to Puppy Dog from Hell, T6 is about to become a hotspot.
Hey Rob, ever seen a cat toy with a mouse? Kind of feels like what Chris Ilduke is doing to Puppy Dog from Hell right now, doesn't it?
This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory?
These two are putting on a masterclass in precision driving. Every turn, every acceleration, calculated to perfection.
And Mike has just won the place from Jack M team.
Talk about turbocharged ambition. Mike's got the afterburners on full blast today.
Gee whiz, Tom Wolfe is breathing down Puppy Dog from Hell's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Puppy Dog from Hell's rearview mirror right now. It's getting crowded.
If things go wrong between Tom Wolfe and Puppy Dog from Hell, they could be exchanging more than just paint, like maybe a strongly worded post-race chat.
It's a dynamic landscape out there. Tom Wolfe's shift to 10th is testament to that.
Races are full of ups and downs, kinda like my Aunt Patty's porch swing. Tom Wolfe will bounce back, no doubt about it.
It's like watching two predators circling each other, waiting for the perfect moment to pounce. Someone should tell Tom Wolfe this ain't a Sunday drive. Eddie's tearing up the track.
If this were chess, I'd say Eddie G just put Tom Wolfe in check. Brilliant move.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. Joni Lindholm is breathing down the neck of Jack M team, not giving him any room to relax.
You can feel the intensity in the air. The slightest mistake could cost either of them the race.
Crikey, Joni Lindholm's moving up faster than a cold one disappears on a hot day. They've clinched third.
Impressive. Joni Lindholm is really showing their skill and determination out there.
Megasaurus 55 is pushing really hard, but as we know, hold up a mo. Well, Wayne Pearson's spinning like my life in 2020. Someone get him a map? Or a therapist? Wow, Megasaurus 55 is really pushing hard to catch up to Jack M team. There's blood in the water for 4th place.
Honestly, Rob, with this chase, I'm half expecting to see some sneaky dive bombs in the next few laps. Popcorn ready?
Whoa there, Dennis Schramm is sticking to Megasaurus 55 like glue. You reckon Megasaurus 55's feeling the pressure? 'Cause I sure would.
That's right. Dennis Schramm is determined to pass Megasaurus 55 and secure a higher position.
Megasaurus 55 seems to be putting the pressure on Jack M team.
And they are poised to capitalize on any mistake, but who's going to make that mistake first?
A great pass for Megasaurus 55 as they pick off other drivers and move up the field. Meanwhile, Jack M team has lost ground.
Yes, but Megasaurus 55 can't rest on their laurels. They have to keep pushing to consolidate their position. Someone shook the board?
Seems so. Megasaurus 55's taken a slide, but knowing them, it's just a part of the dance.
It's a nuanced game, isn't it? Megasaurus 55's position change might very well be a part of a broader strategy.
It's a game of inches now as Megasaurus 55 tails Jack M team closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Mate, if I had $1 for every time Megasaurus 55 looked like overtaken, I'd be sipping mojitos on a beach right now. Did we just witness a gambit?
It seems Megasaurus 55 is recalibrating, now at 6th.
Racing's like good old southern barbecue. Slow and steady. Maybe Megasaurus 55 is just marinating a bit before the big sizzle.
The fans are on the edge of their seats. It doesn't get any closer than this.
And the drivers know it too, Rob. They're giving it everything they've got, and you can see them pushing the limits of the car's capabilities.
It's not coming up roses for Puppy Dog from hell. They're trailing D-Max and the gap's on the rise. They don't seem to have a response. It's like bringing a knife to a gunfight. On a lighter note, if I could eat, I'd kill for some of the trackside snacks right about now.
Oh, absolutely. But you know, my digestion is a real mess.
Is that what the smell is? No room for error here. Wayne Pearson is breathing down the neck of Eddie G, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
The chase between Wayne Pearson and Eddie G is like a high-speed game of tag only. The stakes are much higher.
Alright, lads and ladies, it's crunch time. Eddie G is sniffing around Wayne Pearson like a dog with a bone. And it looks like they might just take a bite out of 10th.
With Eddie G on the hunt, Wayne Pearson better not blink. Every split second counts in this tango.
This is what it's all about, folks. Dennis Schramm is in hot pursuit of Jack M team, who's just trying to stay ahead. Things are getting spicy as Wayne Pearson is breathing down Puppy Dog from hell's neck. The gap? Mate, you couldn't slide a credit card between them. A setback for Wayne Pearson, who has just been passed. It's a brilliant day for racing here at Sonoma Raceway along circuit. I'm really enjoying this.
This race is truly epic. What a treat to be sat here witnessing this spectacle.
The adrenaline is pumping as Dennis Schramm gets within striking distance of GTAM team in their race for fourth. Dennis Schramm's been working the tyre temps, and it's paying off. Grip's better than a kangaroo on a trampoline. Watch out, GTAM team.
He's waiting on that golden chance like a hound on a pork chop.
We are used to seeing some hard-fought but clean racing here at Assetto Corsa, friends. I'm expecting to see nothing different here today as this race unfolds. I've seen kangaroos jump less than the sparks between Wayne Pearson and Puppy Dog from Hell. It's almost like a Saturday night date, but with a lot more rubber burning. It's a great day, and the tarmac's heating up, and these tyres are getting a proper workout.
Speaking of which, tire management is such an underrated skill. Knowing when to push hard and when to conserve.
Hold up a mo. Looks like Wayne Pearson's letting others have their 15 seconds of fame. Now strolling at 12th. Wayne Pearson has pulled into the pits. Romeo Pedersen has the pedal to the metal chasing O'Hagan.
I might have said this before, but dog, bone, you know the rest.
Looks like Tom Wolfe is really pushing it to the limit. They're taking those curbs aggressively, but that can unsettle the car and cause handling issues.
Indeed, taking too much curb can upset the car's balance, leading to oversteer or understeer. It's all about finding the right balance between speed and control. Sometimes you have to take risks to win, but pushing the car too hard can be a costly mistake. Tom Wolfe needs to be careful not to overdo it.
Creaky, Romeo Pedersen's sticking to Mike like Vegemite on toast. This is more tense than a possum in headlights.
It's a fine line between pushing the car to its limits and losing control. Romeo Pedersen is really walking that tightrope.
Fair dinkum, Romeo Pedersen is getting a wriggle on. The gap to Mike is now down to a whisker at 0.6 seconds.
I've seen drivers fight G-forces, fatigue, and mental strain. But Romeo Pedersen is doing more than just enduring, they're thriving. Mike better check that rearview mirror.
Pushing too hard can lead to mistakes, and we're seeing that now. That car is really unsettled as they push for every last bit of speed.
Well, butter my biscuit. Ed Eve's hot on DMAX's tail, and not in the way you're thinking. There's some serious wooing going on at Sonoma Raceway long circuit today.
The drivers are getting faster as they settle into their cars and get used to the conditions, with Eddie G just putting in their best lap so far with a 1 minute.
Hotter than a pepper sprout. Ed Eve's bringing some serious southern heat with that lap.
This is where the skill and precision of the drivers really comes into play. Romeo Pedersen is chasing Mike in P1.
I think they are going to take that.
Fair dinkum, mate. Romeo Pedersen's got to pull their socks up. They're dawdling around like they're lost in the outback while Mike's blazing the trail.
Whoa there, partner. Romeo Pedersen slipping behind like a pickup on a slick road. Mike's showing them how it's done.
Blimey, Megasaurus 55's determination reminds me of a kangaroo in a hopping contest.
Well, over here in the States, it's more like a squirrel chasing down its last nut before winter. Either way, it's entertaining to watch.
Oi, Megasaurus 55's chassis balance is on point today. They're handling bumps and curbs smoother than a croc sliding into water. Jack M Team's got a battle ahead. As the race settles down, the drivers are really going at it.
It's like watching a high-speed game of chess. One wrong move and it could be game over. But these drivers are masters of their craft, always thinking 3 steps ahead.
That's right, and with the way they're maneuvering those cars, it's like they have superpowers.
It's almost like they have the power of flight. But instead of flying, they're speeding down the track like rockets.
I wonder if they have any spare rocket boosters for sale. This is a thrilling battle as Megasaurus 55 edges closer to Jack M Team in their fight for P5. Megasaurus 55 is pushing hard and has reduced the gap to Jack M Team to 0.3 seconds. This race has turned into a game of cat and mouse. Romeo Pedersen is the predator, with Mike firmly in their sights. Would ya look at that? Romeo Pedersen's thrown down the gauntlet. Mike, you gonna pick that up or just admire the view from behind? It's a close race between Megasaurus 55 and Jack M Team in 5th. Well, I'll be a monkey's Uncle Hal, but Megasaurus 55's plans have gone walkabout right now. They're having a proper Barry Crocker keeping up with Jack M Team. The excitement is palpable. This is going to be a race for the ages.
The drivers are executing their strategies to perfection, making the most of every opportunity. This is what top-level racing is all about.
Phew, talk about foreplay. Romeo Pedersen and Mike are really teasing us here. I haven't seen this much anticipation since my first date.
This ain't a track, it's a coliseum, and the gladiators are putting on one hell of a show.
Romeo Pedersen's giving it a red-hot go, but can't seem to muster the pace to keep up with Mike. It's like chasing a roux on a motorbike. You Americans have your drive-thrus. Here, Megasaurus 55's trying to make this a drive past on Jack M Team.
Well, let's see if they can supersize that pass, or if they'll just get a side of disappointment.
This breaking development, blimey, Chris Ilduke's just thrown another shrimp on the barbie of mishaps. This one's burnt. Who needs speed dating when you've got Eddie G chasing down D-Max this eagerly? Move over Tinder, this is how you swipe right at 100 miles per hour. Hold on to your hat. Oh no, what's this? Whoa. Simon Barnes took that corner like my Uncle Baz after a 6-pack, all over the shop.
Dang, Simon Barnes, swerving around like me chasing a sale at the car parts store. Always ends up being a wild ride.
Oh, this is getting intense. Megasaurus 55 is just behind Jack M Team. It seems like Megasaurus 55 is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace.
Can Megasaurus 55 refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Mate, Ed Egg's right up DMAX's chuff. As they zip through T2, we're all expecting some fireworks.
If Eddie G isn't careful, they might end up turning this high-speed chase into a synchronized spinning routine. And trust me, that's not a crowd pleaser.
It's a tale of two drivers right now, with Eddie G gaining places and D-Max losing them.
Definitely, but there's still a long way to go in this race, and anything can happen. Eddie G needs to keep driving with focus and intensity.
As they speed through T9, Megasaurus 55 is relentlessly pursuing Jack M Team in a high-stakes battle for position. Every gear shift, every pedal push, DMAX's got one goal in mind, capturing Eddie's spot.
Each roar of the engine, each squeal of the tire is a chapter in this epic duel. Who'll pen the perfect ending?
D-Max is not able to keep their pace consistent. So far they are 2.72 seconds down.
Can DMAX refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
Megasaurus 55 is on a mission, chasing GTAM team who's desperately trying to stay ahead.
Every twist, every turn, it's like a tango at 200 miles per hour. Who'll take the lead?
Wow, Mike is really pushing hard in these final moments of the race. The leader has done it. What an incredible performance from Mike, who was simply untouchable today. This is a race that will go down in the history books. What a fantastic race from Romeo, who brings it home in second place. Well done to Joni Lindholm for securing third place on the podium. 13th is Wayne Pearson. Dennis Schramm claimed fourth. With GTAM team in fifth. Finishing sixth is Megasaurus 55. Followed by Chris Ilduke in 7th. Taking 8th is Eddie G. Coming in 9th we have Tom Wolfe. Puppy Dog from Hell brings home 10th. Simon Barnes end in 11th. It's a very still day here at Sonoma Raceway along circuit, as we're getting ready to get things underway.
The tension's building now. This is going to be another great race.
Megasaurus 55 is on pole.
But they can't let their guard down. The other drivers will be gunning for them.
Green light, and the race begins. As drivers jockey for position, they must be cautious of potential pile-ups.
This opening stretch, it's like walking on eggshells. Gotta weave and dodge, all while keeping your foot on the gas.
I can't wait to see how this race will play out. Seems like GTAM team was asleep at the wheel there, Hal, or at least they have been caught napping at the start.
Well, Rob, it looks like GTAM team is starting the race on the back foot, but let's see if they can pull off a hair-like comeback.
Out of the gates, and Wayne Pearson is already turning heads, gaining positions quicker than a blink of an eye.
A fantastic start there indeed, but the first lap can be very scrappy. Let's hope they can hold onto that place.
Chris Ilduke must have mistaken the gas pedal for the brake, losing precious positions right off the bat. Stone the crows. Puppy dog from hell's taken off like a mad kookaburra. Reckon the others are wondering where that bulb came from.
I tell ya, that's the kind of move that'll turn heads. Let's hope they don't bite off more than they can chew. Dang, that was a lightning fast start. But these races can be long. Gotta see if they can keep up that momentum.
A great moment for Simon Barnes, who has just gained a place and moved up the standings. This chase is as intense as a cricket match during the Ashes.
Cricket? I thought that was just a noisy bug. But seriously, it's like Game 7 of the World Series here. Now, ain't that something? Mike O'Hagan's car is humming like a Sweet Carolina tune. He's looking to take Dennis Schramm for a spin around the dance floor of Sonoma Raceway lawn circuit.
Things are heating up as Joni Lindholm closes in on Eddie G. The gap between them is down to practically nothing. I reckon they've had a few secret lessons down under. Joni Lindholm's just breezed into 6th.
Absolutely. Joni Lindholm is really putting on a clinic out there, and they're making it look easy.
By the looks of it, O'Hagan in second is keen to throw another shrimp on the barbie and crank up the heat on Romeo Pedersen. Hold on to your stubbies.
It's all about finding the perfect opportunity. Mike needs to stay patient and wait for Romeo Pedersen to make a mistake.
Mate, Mike O'Hagan's creeping up on Romeo Pedersen like a dingo on a picnic. Must have tweaked that brake bias a touch to the rear.
Well, butter my butt and call me a biscuit. Mike's using that draft from Romeo Pedersen real effectively, shaving off tenths every lap.
Oh, talk about a tango on tarmac. Chris Ilduke is dancing closer and closer to Tom Wolfe. You can feel the tension as they approach T10.
Well, isn't this a showdown? Chris Ilduke's right on the tail of Tom Wolfe. Eyes peeled as they approach T10, folks.
Mike wants to close that gap with Romeo Pedersen. The gap between Chris Ilduke and Tom Wolfe is razor thin as they vie for ninth in this nail-biting contest. It's neck and neck, the closest battle we've seen in a while. It's pedal to the metal for Jack M10, while Megasaurus 55's still flipping through the radio channels.
Someone better check if Jack M's been drinking those energy drinks, as it seems like they got wings.
Coming into T6, the fight for fourth is heating up. Who will be the first to blink? Tom Wolfe wants to find a way round Chris Ilduke. We got a close battle as Mike O'Hagan closes in on Romeo Pedersen. Blimey, Megasaurus 55 is closing in on Jack M team like they owe them money. This duel is going to light up T9. Alright, hold your horses. Tom Wolfe is really putting the heat on Chris Ilduke. If I were Chris Ilduke, I'd be checking those mirrors non-stop. An impressive showing from Tom. Hold that thought, hold the phone. Looks like Chris Ilduke's playing in the dirt. Took me back to when I tried rallying in my mum's old sedan. Good times, expensive repairs. Not much room to breathe for Romeo Pedersen with Mike trailing so close. I reckon we'll see a move soon, especially at T3.
Can they close up enough for a pass? I don't see it personally.
The intensity is stop the press. Oh mate, Ed Iggs impersonating a lost tourist. Did someone forget to tell them it's a race, not a bushwalk? The action is non-stop as Mike O'Hagan shadows Romeo Pedersen through every twist and turn, determined to claim first. Stone the crows. Tom Wolfe's off in the bush again. Someone get him a map and compass. Stone the crows. Jack M team's in 6th, but if I know them, Megasaurus 55's gonna cop an Aussie-style sneak attack real soon.
It's hotter than a jalapeno out here. If Jack M team gets any closer to Megasaurus 55, we're gonna need to put this stream on OnlyFans.
Hold on to your hats, folks. Mike is right on the heels of Romeo Pedersen, and we're in for a wild ride. It's a battle of wills out there, each driver trying to outsmart and outmaneuver the other.
Y'all see that? Jack M team's right on Megasaurus 55's tail, and with the gap narrow, T9 is going to be crucial.
The tension is palpable. Who will come out on top in this epic showdown?
One wrong move and we could see a spectacular new synchronized pirouette performance by Romeo Pedersen and Mike, though I doubt the judges would give them a perfect score.
I tell you what, Romeo Pedersen has got more problems than a maths book right now. Mike is leaving them in a cloud of dust. You know, GTAM team reminds me of my dating life. Starts with promise, ends up tailing behind everyone else.
Look, GTAM team's pace is a lot like my dance moves. Good intentions, questionable execution.
Bloody oath, GTAM team is flat out like a lizard drinking, gnawing into the gap to Megasaurus 55 down to a scant 0.7 seconds.
This is where the pressure really starts to build. Both drivers will need to stay calm and focused if they want to come out on top.
Tell ya what, DMAX has got more guts than a croc in a boxing ring. Closing that gap and breathing down the neck of Chris Ilduke. Hope Chris Ilduke brought the aero guard, cause he's about to get bitten. Hollywood couldn't script this better. Romeo Pedersen's shadowing Mike, waiting for the slightest misstep. Crikey, Romeo Pedersen's looking like they've been caught in a rip, struggling to keep up with the pace set by Mike. Hope they find their feet soon.
Well, butter my biscuit, Romeo Pedersen's taking their sweet time out there. Good thing Mike O'Hagan brought their A-game.
You ever wonder, Rob, how much preparation goes into each race weekend? It's not just about the driver, but the hundreds behind the scenes, making every little detail count.
Oh, absolutely. The hours spent in the simulator, the mechanics working overnight on those tweaks. Racing is as much about team spirit and dedication as it is about speed on the track. It's a collective masterpiece.
The pursuit is on. Puppy Dog from Hell is closing the gap on Eddie G, determined to claim P7. A strategic misstep perhaps? Puppy Dog from Hell's place has shifted to 9th. The plot thickens. This is where legends are made. Which driver will rise to the occasion and claim victory? It's like David versus Goliath out there. D-Max just slung a stone and gained ground, while Chris Ilduke is left searching for footing.
Absolutely, Rob. But there's still a long way to go in this race, and DMAX can't afford to get complacent. They have to keep driving with intensity and focus.
What do you think, Hal? Are there any specific factors that could lead to a driver losing concentration during a race?
There are several factors, Rob. Fatigue, stress, changing track conditions, or even issues within the team can all contribute to a lapse in concentration. It's essential for drivers to stay mentally resilient and adapt to these challenges.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. D-Max is proper nipping at Chris Ilduke's heels. Are they thinking of making a lunge? Only time will tell. D-Max has just put in a faster lap than Chris Ilduke, so that's going to give them something to worry about.
As long as DMAX can maintain that consistency and pace, it will be interesting to see.
These drivers, top-notch athletes. It's not just about being quick. They've got stamina, reflexes, and they've got to think faster than a kangaroo on a trampoline.
I'd pay to see that. A kangaroo on a trampoline? But yeah, their mental and physical game has to be on point for these races.
You reckon Mike's got a shot, mate?
I'd say it's like trying to throw a football into a moving pickup truck from 50 yards. Tough, but not impossible.
This is what high-octane racing looks like. D-Max is breathing down the neck of Chris Ilduke, not giving him any room to relax.
You know, Rob, I wouldn't put it past DMAX to pull a rabbit out of the hat in this duel. Keep those eyes peeled.
Mike's in an exciting position at second. They've been maintaining pace for a few laps now, and with the leader just within a whisper's distance, things are heating up.
Absolutely. I think you would say it's tighter than a kangaroo in a sleeping bag up there. But yeah, every little decision now is crucial. One slip from the leader and our champ in second might just steal that top spot.
Romeo Pedersen wants to get into Mike O'Hagan's slipstream. With a move that's swift, I'd say Romeo Pedersen's running on high octane. and maybe a bit of Aussie spirit.
It's like Ramo Peterson had an extra shot of espresso or something, jetting up to first.
A tough moment for Romeo Pedersen, who has just lost a place, dumping them down to second. The crowd is on its feet as Jack M Team chases down Megasaurus 55 through T11. If Jack M Team doesn't pick up the pace, how, they'll be as relevant as an ashtray on a motorbike. Oi, Romeo Pedersen is on Mike O'Hagan like a drop bear on an unsuspecting tourist.
Drop bear? Had to Google that one. But yeah, here it's like a linebacker on a quarterback sack.
Jack M Team could be looking for a way up the inside of Megasaurus 55. Now that's how it's done. Jack M Team rips through the track, while Megasaurus 55 watches the taillights fade.
Where there's a will, there's a relative.
And we're back, where the drivers are showing us some incredible skills.
Indeed, Rob, it's always exciting to see these skilled machines on the tracks. I mean, drivers. I always get them confused.
Wow, Eddie G is really pushing hard to catch up to Wayne Pearson. There's blood in the water for 7th place.
As an experienced driver, I can tell you that Eddie G must be laser focused on Wayne Pearson's every move, looking for the slightest weakness to exploit.
Look at this. Dennis Schramm is practically drafting off Joni Lynn. Hold on a moment, looks like Simon Barnes forgot they weren't at Bondi Beach, taking a dive like that. It's an intense battle for position as Chris Ilduke tries to outmaneuver D-Max. This is edge of your seat racing. Great driving from Chris Ilduke, who has just gained a place and moved up to 10th.
Shoot, Chris Ilduke's got more moves than a dance floor on a Saturday night. Look at them shimmy into 10th.
Oh dear, Chris Ilduke has dropped down to 11th.
We've seen Chris Ilduke in such situations before. A temporary descent, but always with an eye on the bigger picture.
Struth, if Chris Ilduke gets any closer to D-Max, they'll be asking to share a meat pie. Watch them duel it out at T9. I've been analysing races for quite some time, and the sheer endurance of these drivers never ceases to amaze me.
Couldn't agree more. It's not just about physical stamina but mental fortitude. To stay sharp, lap after lap, especially with so many variables at play, it's a testament to their dedication and skill.
If I had $1 for every time Romeo Pedersen closed a gap like this, I'd have enough for a pint at the local. Get ready, Mike, the thunder from down under is coming. No room for error here. Chris Ilduke is breathing down the neck of D-Max, waiting for the perfect chance to make their move.
I remember being in a similar situation during my racing days. Chris Ilduke must stay focused and wait for the perfect opportunity to overtake.
Whoa, Chris Ilduke's on fire, leaving skid marks and DMAX's hopes behind. Struth, Chris Ilduke's taken a bit of a tumble down the order to 11th. Must have missed the memo.
That's got to be frustrating. But Chris Ilduke is a skilled driver, and they have what it takes to battle their way back up the field.
It's a game of inches now as Simon Barnes tails Tom Wolfe closely, ready to capitalize on any mistake.
Watch out now, Simon Barnes, edging ever closer to Tom Wolfe. They'll be wheel to wheel by the time they reach T5.
Buckle up, Chris Ilduke is all over D-Max like a cheap suit. Are we about to see some wheel-to-wheel action? It seems like Chris Ilduke is struggling. They are not able to maintain their pace.
Can Chris Ilduke refocus and start putting in the lap times we know they're capable of?
The tension is thick enough to cut with a knife. Raimo Pedersen's inching ever closer to Mike.
They say pressure makes diamonds. Well, Ramo Peterson's shining bright, closing in with every heartbeat.
Raimo Pedersen's playing hard to get, eh? If they drop the pace anymore, they'll be in reverse. But crikey, O'Hagan's just raring to go. Alright, I've got to ask, ever tried Vegemite?
Tried it once. Reminded me of NASCAR rubber mixed with axle grease. But hey, to each their own.
This isn't just racing, it's a jewel. Watch as Megasaurus 55 zeroes in on GTAM team, blade sharpened and ready. Gee whiz, Simon Barnes is breathing down Tom Wolfe's neck. Wouldn't want to be in Tom Wolfe's rearview mirror right now, it's getting crowded. Superb driving from Simon Barnes, who with that overtake has gained a position in the race. As a former driver, Hal, how did you manage the physical demands of racing?
It's all about preparation, Rob. Drivers undergo rigorous fitness training to build their strength, stamina, and flexibility. A proper diet and hydration plan is also essential to ensure peak performance on race day.
Oi, DMAX is giving it a red-hot go in 11th. Just a few kangaroo hops behind Chris Ilduke. Might see a cheeky move soon.
Woo-wee, there's more tension between DMAX and Chris Ilduke than there is at a shotgun wedding. Pass the popcorn and let's see where this love story goes.
The adrenaline is pumping as Tom Wolfe gets within striking distance of Simon Barnes in their race for 12th.
Should things go awry, Tom Wolfe and Simon Barnes might find themselves giving a whole new meaning to the term tandem drifting, though I doubt they'd enjoy it as much as the spectators.
It looks like Mike has found another gear in the last sector of the race. It's all over. O'Hagan has claimed victory in this race with a stunning drive that will be remembered for years to come. Clearly at the top of their game right now. What a drive from Raimo Pedersen, securing a great second place finish. Excellent focus from Joni Lindholm to secure a fantastic third place on the podium.
What a drive, well-deserved spot on the podium with that performance.
Fourth sees Dennis Schramm. Fifth is Jack M team. Megasaurus 55 in 6th. With Eddie G in 7th. Finishing 8th is Wayne Pearson. In 9th, it's Puppy Dog from Hell. Chris Ilduke claimed 10th. Coming in 11th we have D-Max. Followed by Tom Wolfe in 12th. Simon Barnes end in 13th.